Well, we're back at it again. We're in Kirkville. Kirkville Road, Kirkville, New York. With a private residence across the way there. There's the bridge. We did that section on the other side of the road. Here's the official parking lot. Bridge is right behind it. Yeah, let's go walk over there, I guess. I got my hat on. Stayed trackside for like an hour and nothing happened. So, this is, I think, a short section 2, so I think we're going to Pools Brook after this. Next crossing 2.8. Oh wow, it's 3 miles from here to. I'm just looking around reading the signs there. Alright, and here's the parking lot. And we head that way. See how many familiar faces we can find that see me on the trail earlier. And here we go. Everybody got some trail users coming up. Oh, the sun's gonna be something else. So here's the history thing. You're a little lost. Baking in the sun. It's like 80 something degrees out right now. Just chilling out. Plus, frogs are supposed to be in the water. Well, it looks like this part of the trail is going to be mostly in the sunlight. I'm glad I got my goofy hat on today for situations like this. Don't mind the creep taking the trail today, folks. There's a bigger one just below the surface there. Now the sun's coming into that angle. I think the next project, if I ever complete this one, is, I guess they're building a new rail trail. Lake Placid area. It's where the Adirondack Road comes to the furthest terminus, and there's a station, and then the rest of it's rail trail. I still do not approve of them ripping up the rail line. What the state should have done was, you know, rail bank or something. Like if this was an old railroad bed, keep it as such, so if they needed to make the railroad again, it would have been available. Probably what they should have done. Instead of saying, nope, you're out of here, rip the rails up, turn it into trail, then someday you're gonna, some company's gonna want to move in and not have that option, and you know, you kind of boink yourself. So at least, you know, in the future, because now all of a sudden they abandoned all these railroads when Conrail was formed, and now all of a sudden, hey, light rail is now popular again. And now people want to use the trains more. Well, guess what? You ripped up all that infrastructure. At least if you're going to make a rail trail, if the need ever should come back, that trail should be turned back into a rail. It's like, I don't know. What they did to the Adriatic Railroad was kind of screwballed anyway, and did not get a lot of support. There's a lot of fish in there. Just the way the sun's coming in, I guess. Look what Rhode Island's doing. Now they're coming out with all this infrastructure for rail, but New York kind of ripped all of it out. They could at least buried the rails under a crushed stone like this, and then when the need come back, it'd just be easy to peel up the stone. Something like that. At least have the rails still intact and in place, you know. You got the Forever Wild thing going. Why not a Forever Rail thing? Or, you know, whatnot. Instead of, you know, like the old right-of-ways got sold off to private property, got developed on. That ain't ever going to come back. Look at Lacona and Plasky. You got that little spur that goes behind the lumber company, the Laser Transit, that used to cross the Salmon River. That would have made a nice little rail trail, and if the traffic should need to come back, it'd be easy enough to restore. But now, they abandoned it and sold it to private property, and who's the benefit from it? Way back in the day. So now you got private driveways. You can't use it for a snowmobile trail because of people building in it. Stuff like that. Yeah, it's a shoddy subject, but you know, at least have the option. Like, look what the state did the Adriatic Railroad. At the time of their decision, Adriatic Railroad was not well known, and I don't see why they couldn't have went to Lake Placid. Instead, they, well, after Tupper Lake, you're done. Pull the rails out, make a trail. So now that the Adriatic Railroad is now gaining popularity, they no longer have the option to go to Lake Placid. Is what I'm saying. Because the state went, no, we'd rather have this be a trail. You could have built a trail alongside the tracks. So I noticed the elevation changed over here. Because now there's a hill where when you get to Kirkville Road, it's like a drop, a ditch. You know, because we were mentioning the water on one side, and it'd be like a down in elevation, a couple 10 feet, and now we're that 10 feet we're up in the, yeah, you can see it right here, the tree line's right here. So it's weird. Thought I'd point that out to you. Another fish. This is becoming to be a fish stream. So yeah, I think it's the way the sun angle's hitting it. We got a bend in the trail up here, so. Again, I don't have mileage. Every time I try to look for mileage, you know, on my phone, it's like, why? Why is this? You type in something specific, it gives you 10 options before the thing you typed. So, well, earlier, Fairport Rail Cam. You type that in search, it comes up with Fort Madison, Avarca, Colorado. It gave me 10 other options, and then Fairport showed up. I'm like, why didn't you just... I type in Fairport. What's that got to do with Avarca, Colorado? And then scrolling through, Fairport was number 10 down on the list. What? Technology, folks. The bane of my existence. What's here? Oh. Maybe I should tone my volume down a little bit. Might see some deer. Oh, it's humid out. Oh, what's going on over here? There's a power pole way out there. No deer though. I can't wait until we get to the section of trail where it's like right near the railroad tracks. There's a house way over there. I'm trying to think if that's wind blowing or the train or my imagination. 99% chance it could be my imagination, but what? That ain't supposed to be there. Watch out for those slow moving trees. You hear it? That rumbling? Oh, wait. But wait, there's more. Listen. So peaceful out here. Did we really walk that far away from Kirkville? Better get off this abandoned right away. I don't think it's abandoned anymore. Man, that took a long time. Jokes may be a little delayed today. But that's the first train to go by since I left there, so that shows you how busy it is. There is one train that's possibly on the radar. So we're going to get our hike in because it's not past Fairport yet, so... something to look forward to. I'm not going to say it because if it don't happen, then nobody will be disappointed about it not happening, right? Just me. If I'm going to be disappointed, no point of everybody else being disappointed, right? There's a meadow over there. Oh, I see a mile marker sign coming up. Oh, it's the end of the trail. Alright, yeah, well that came a lot quicker than I thought it was. Well then. I was doing on about the scenery and looking around, and we're already at the end of the trail. For this section. I wouldn't even think this is more than a mile long. Show you up here real quick. That's the end of it right there. Well, don't look like there's a parking lot either, so let's check in on it a little more. The sounds I'm hearing up here is you'll hear them shortly. They're disturbing to hear out here. But speaking of disturbing. What is there? There's an old rusted post, or maybe it's a tree, and there's like a bright chain, but you can't get in there And it's not on this. The things you see when you're hiking. Oh, so you tried my best not to laugh at this whole part of the video. So let's just say we're coming up to a farm. Let's see if there's parking here somewhere. That rooster sounds sickly, I'm sorry, but... Oh, we're gonna back up a little bit. Oh, I missed it. Is that a turtle? Something look about sound. I can't catch it though. I can't get... Yeah, see the glare on the creek it's gone now. The camera glared to the thing again. I can see it physically but can't find it in the viewfinder. So, gate ahead. Yippee. Well, I'll just let you take in the ambient noise, I guess. Mile 7. We are at mile marker number 7. Looks like there's a parking lot. Oh. Well, we're just going to continue on, I guess. I don't see an actual pull off, though. I'm going to tuck the camera down a little bit. This is Pools Brook Road. Next cross in 1 mile. We can do that. So, original bridge there. Empire State Trail, Canal Trail, Erie. We'll get a good, better look at this bridge when we get to the other side. Something else coming up here, it looks like. I like how it opens up out here, though. How long has that bug been flying on the screen? Alrighty then. Let's divide the title here and then behind us. So we crossed over Pools Brook Road. We got another intersection a mile up, so that's the old bridge. It looks original, but maybe not. I doubt it. I kind of wanted to see what a bridge would look like back in the day, because obviously it probably would have been the length of the canal. That bridge was built, well, from the construction of it, was built a while back, so that type of bridge has been there a while, but I don't think it's original from the canal. So it's over there. I think there's a creek coming up. I hear water running. Last time I thought I heard water running, it was a culvert pipe. Oh yeah, this is gonna open up pretty good. Let me take you there right now. Oh. Right there, I didn't see the lady. If she didn't announce herself, I would have gotten the crap scared out of me. Because I was about to go, oh look, locks. To release some of the flow, there's some locks down there. And right when she went right behind me, I was going to turn around and start walking this way. Yeah, that's what these were. Flow locks or something. Gates to release water, whatever they call them. If they want the water to stay in, they'll close the gates and let the canal fill up. And if the canal's too high, they'll open the gates and drain the water out. I can't think of the technical term. So somewhere over here there should be an inflow right here. So the inflow is right here, where all this debris is just janked up against everything. You can almost kind of see a concrete pillar there. And some more fish. This is just chilling out over here. What are you looking at? Yeah, so that's what this is. This is an old... I can't think of the name. I'm not going to keep trying. It's a flow. Allows you to relieve some water to keep the level where it needs to be. If the level's too high, it'll open up the gates and release the water. I guess it's a good thing to keep those things open, because maybe that's what's causing the water not to become stagnant. It's always seems to be flowing one way or another. And too bad I can't see stuff from back in the day. Like, to have this all opened up out here, you gotta imagine that's where the canal boats would have hung out. But if this is a towpath to tow them along, what happens if they're way out there? They must have some kind of way of getting back to the towpath. I mean, that's quite a big expanse. I'd imagine they'd have oars, but if they have oars, why do you need a towpath? You know? Oh, somebody over there home sounds like he's having a good time. Quite a distance away. Turtles on a rack out there. Yep. At least I think that's their hawk. It could be another turtle for all I know. Big turtle though. Considering I'm seeing it from way out here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this section here. It's right up here is the Pools Brook parking area, restroom facility. I see the bridge ahead. I'll get to the bridge and we'll continue on after that point. So, and then we'll do all this next time. Just so I don't overdo it on this hot day today. It's about 85 degrees right now. I'm starting to roll a sweat now. And I don't usually do that. So, and the sun's not shining. The humidity's up there in the 80s. Temperature's like 85, so don't want to overdo it. Yeah, that's what that is. So that's the Pools Brook parking area. And we'll go check out that bridge, and then I think I see a sign or mile marker up here to check out too. So let me get past these fishermen and then we'll get back with it. Oh, I'm afraid to look behind me right now. Yeah, you see that trail on the other side there. So, I mean, I'm glad they got these information signs every so often, but I kind of wish they had more benches. Please stop for a minute. It just tells you about nightlife on a boat. Yay, boats. Yeah, we'll skip that today. That gives us the view and something to look at. So I notice we're getting more and more close to that railroad. And we know at some point it comes real close. So I wonder if we can view any trains from the next sections coming up here. Try to get these knocked out as fast as I can. Ignore it's over there. I see it's more as I walk up here. It's opening up again. So this must have been a pretty... Here, let's wait for the train to go by. So far we've missed 2 trains on this trip. Alright, here's the end of this segment. We'll start off here next time. Well, not exactly here, but alright, so that'll do it for this section. The next section is going to be the Pools Brook parking area. And we're going to continue heading east. Let's see where that takes us. So again, thanks for watching this part. And hope you enjoyed the video. And thanks for watching. B-roll on the way back. What's happening? It came back. The train, it came back. Jeez. We just finished hearing the other one go by. Well, I guess we better get trackside. Sounds like the running trains again. I don't know what gives you that idea. Jeebo's whining to give you a hint. the more I explored my eyes, there's quite a trench down below us here. I'm wondering if that's wide because they needed all that fill to make the berm to the recommended level. I'm wondering if that's why it's all wide open, come to think of it. Because they had to take a lot of fill to fill this. Because we're back to drop off here again. So, let's bring this up to here. It's a good 10 feet. I wonder if they needed all that land to make this. That's probably what happened. I don't know. Again, if anybody knows, feel free to comment down below. But this section has quite a drop. And I'll have to keep an eye on it next time to see if every time it opens up this whole section, like as big as it is they're using the fill to make the canal, and that's why it's so wide in some spots, is because all that got dug out to make the fill. Tree. It's down a pretty ways. And get some bikes coming. Let's go over here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it was busy once we got further out of Syracuse. So, there's still a bit of traffic, but not heavy traffic like before. It's like, what the heck am I doing out here? It's cloudy up. Looks like it might rain again. That's weird. It's not supposed to rain for another 3 days. But then again, the weather up here, it's not going to rain tomorrow. And then every morning between 1 and 4 a.m., there's a downpour. 0% chance of rain, the weather forecast says. So you can't ever tell. Which is why we're in Syracuse this morning, because early this morning, again, 4 o'clock at the alarm, it's raining out. Can't go to the Adirondacks when it's soaking wet. So it didn't rain in Syracuse. Let's go there. And here we are, doing more of the Erie Canal Trail. Tell you what, I'd love to live in that house. Who else was with me on that? That's a nice view right there. I'm glad I put this hat on because the sun was shining, and then the sun decides it doesn't want to shine anymore. So now I just got extra baggage. Yeah. That's the way it is sometimes. I was gonna say something, but then pedestrians. I'll get a better look at this control valve thing. I can't think of still can't think of the term of it. It's a control, so I can't think of what the proper name for it is. The goosers are on the loose. Get out of the view of this house. Your house you want to buy. Let's just get out of their view and then make some stupid jokes after the fact. The goose is loose, literally. They're just floating down the stream. I think when we started the video, episode 1 or 2, that's how, those are all their offspring compared to when we saw them hanging out on the trail here. They've all grown and look like normal Canada birds. Except for the ripples in the water makes them look like they're moving much faster, but they're barely moving at all. Wow, look how fast those geese are. Well, let's find another one. Look how fast they're moving. Oh. Anyway, oh yeah, we're gonna look at this. It's not saying you can't be back here, so. Oh yeah, history right here in the making. Oh. So obviously this would have been a creek at one point. A small stream or something, so they built this in there, built over the top of it, and the gates would open and close to, maybe it's an overflow? Could be that too. Because where water's coming out, it's nowhere near where the top of the valves would have been. The bottom of the valve's right there. So, water's coming out further down. Huh, that's interesting. It's about as far as I can go. Maybe it's coming out of there. I don't know. That's where the valves would have been. I don't know where the water's coming out of, because they would be overflowing on the steps here. Interesting either way. You can see all the debris and everything stuck down in there. Alright. Let's get out of here. People are going by like left and right now. And if anybody's with the contact of the state, another thing that would be interesting is the state should look into, like back there we're looking at that valve thing to release flow and everything. There should be like an information board there showing you the picture. Okay, this is what it looked like when it was in operation and what it did. That's the information boards we need along the way. Like every time you come to one of those unique spots, there's something explaining it. Like at the very beginning of the trail, there was. When that culvert went over the creek for the canal went over that creek and it was in that box culvert. And you know, to come across something like that, just rambling out in the wood. I thought that was a skull. Oh my god. That was the pause in my sentence, because I looked down and I just caught that glimpsely like it was a cow skull or a horse skull. I'm like, what? Anyway, if they had some information on that specific spot, on that specific item, that's what we need to learn. And on some random trail in the middle of nowhere, nightlife on a boat. I'm kind of more interested in what this used to do, but you know, it's nice that they have history along the way. You know, as I cross over the side, there's somebody in a bike coming. So, yeah, that'd be interesting if they did that, to know what that thing was. Huh. Shade. Yeah, the sun came out when you come into the section where there is no shade. Whoa, what the? Amtrak. Thanks for warning, you scared the crap out of me. I hadn't heard any train since the last one, but that'd be why. And once that train goes by, the Amtrak train right now. So I'm going to expedite my walk a little bit more, because I'm sure traffic has slowed down or stopped for the Amtraks to go by. So I'm going to expect the freight traffic to pick up again. Sorry, I was just thinking of something. But this part, we're almost at the end of it. We just got this straight away to go, and then we're back in Kirkville. As you can hear by the horn. We just have this much more trail to do, and then we'll be back in Kirkville. And mind you, it's all in the sun. Yeah. I never noticed that before. I don't think it's anything of interest to show you yet. No, okay, so. Trail chilling out there. Oh, he's got his eye on me, don't he? Oop, he's gone. Now right here, there's that hill again, and the canal's smaller because all I had to do was dig out the canal, and then we didn't have to use any extra fill. I'm wondering if that's what it was about. Didn't even fill make the canal wider, and then all along the other line there, they got stone worked all the way down through. I don't know if that was original or the state put that in, or why they would be. Holy crap, that's a big fish. Fishing with your eyes. They got rocks along this side of the embankment too, but I don't know why they would put that in there. When the canal boats are running, you'd think they'd reach some boats with them. I'll show you here in a minute. You got pedestrian traffic coming up. Again, if anybody knows, this seems odd to me. So you got rocks lining the canal embankment there. I can't see anything, but because is it steep, I can't see any below, but I know at some point, like right here, you can see some of the rocks. So they have rocks on this side too, but I think the jagged rocks would breach your boat if they came in contact with the canal wall. Well, I don't know if there was any restoration, restoration, that's what I wanted to say. restoration, like when they put the trail in, but I don't see why they would put rocks along the wall. I don't know. If anybody knows, feel free to comment below. There's a lot of bike traffic today. Little squirrel. Good squirrel in the middle of the... I gotta get out of the sun, that's the problem. I can't stop in the sun, I gotta get out of the sun. But look guys, checking things out here. See ya. I wouldn't stay there too long. It's about to get busy. Literally. And parking lot. Well, I have not heard any more trains than Amtrak, so it's time to go trackside. Hopefully I'll get lucky this time. Not like last time. And nothing happened in an hour. It's a gamble for sure. Parking lot is full. So it's how popular the trail is. Get here early.